It's election day for the 7th District of Tennessee, where Republican candidate Matt Van Epps looks to keep a key House seat red and protect the GOP's slim majority.
Democratic Aftyn Behn needs a strong turnout after facing backlash over past comments saying she hates the city of Nashville. But she argues Republicans simply don't have a plan.
The barrage of negative attacks is a result of the fact that they don't have a plan to address the rising cost of health care. The negativity is ongoing, and the personal attacks are escalating because they don't have a plan. And we've said from the beginning, this is a campaign about addressing the affordability crisis in the state of Tennessee, and I have not seen any solutions or remedies from their side.
So let's bring in Tennessee congressional GOP candidate, the man who hopes to win today, Matt Van Epps. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
She calls them negative attacks, and we're looking at each other. No, we're just saying what you have said in the past. Her deleted X posts, one of them praised burning down a police station, one dissolved the Nashville Police Department. She voted against the Trump's tax cuts. She's been critical of Christians. She hates Nashville, all the bachelorettes in that city, and she hates country music. So why is this such a close race?
Well, that's exactly right. These are just her statements, her beliefs. And the distinction between the two of us cannot be more clear. I'm a Christian, a husband, a father, an America First conservative, a combat veteran. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan as a helicopter pilot, served in state government, led in small business, still serving in the National Guard. And the dynamics of a special election right now after Thanksgiving is just different than the normal election cycle, but we feel great. We're up in early voting, and the way we stay up is everybody gets out today and votes. I need every Republican to bundle up and get out to the polls today.
So, Matt, she says that you don't talk about affordability. What is your response to that? What is your solutions to fixing this crisis?
Well, and her statements are just not true. We've been talking about affordability pretty frequently, about housing and health care, about energy. On energy, I'm a pro-nuclear person. We've been talking a lot about nuclear. Tennessee has led there for a very long time. As an Army guy, sometimes it's tough to talk positively about the Navy with the Army-Navy game coming up. But the Navy has done this for a long time. Nuclear-powered submarines don't have to refuel. Sailors don't get sick. And Tennessee's leading. The first small modular reactor will be at in East Tennessee at the Clinch River site, and that'll have impacts across our district. And we need to lean in there more to drive down the cost at the pump, to drive utility costs down. Healthcare, we need full transparency. Housing, we need more affordable housing in close proximity to workers. The list goes on, and we have the right solutions. When my opponent wants new and higher taxes to fund her socialist agenda. She's been endorsed by the Democratic Socialists of America. She's supported Mamdani in New York City. And these are policies that will skyrocket our cost of living and will not be good for Tennessee or for America.
So, Congressman, let's say you're fortunate enough to win today, like you're expected to. I put you in Congress. There's a sprint to stop the next shutdown. And one of the things they're working on in a bipartisan way, according to some reports, is a solution to these subsidies when it comes to health care. A lot of these people have voted for President Trump in the past. What does Matt Van Epps do about these subsidies? And how do you handle this? Do you just ignore it and say, it's not my problem? Obamacare, I didn't vote for Obamacare. No Republican did?
No, I think the president and the speaker have signaled their willingness to negotiate and to figure this out. And I stand by both of them. Honored to be endorsed by the president. And we'll take a look at every single bill that comes across our desk and be a part of that solution. And as I mentioned, full price and cost transparency, full quality transparency in healthcare is something we should look at. Expending health savings accounts. And there's a really good example in Clarksville, Tennessee, in Montgomery County, where Fort Campbell is, about 2 new hospitals going in. Government got out of the way, and the private sector was able to respond. And that's going to increase competition, drive down cost, increase quality outcomes. And it's the right decision.
Yeah, competition would help, but all the big insurance companies have bailed out of Obamacare, from Aetna to Cigna to U.S. Health. They said we can't make money in it, so now you're just left with one government entity choice. But Congressman, I know from your perspective, you hope that's your problem soon. So best of luck
That's
today.
Right.
Yeah,
thank you so much. I really
you might
appreciate
be
it.
able to call him Congressman.
Yeah, I should.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, thank you so much. God bless you. We wish you all the best. We did ask his opponent, Aftyn Behn, to come on the show, but she has not accepted yet.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.